Hi, I'm Terry from EverydaySober.com. Service keeps you sober. That's what I heard when I was in rehab for alcohol addiction. They gave us chores that we had to take care of daily, like sweeping, cleaning bathrooms, garbage, mainly just housekeeping stuff. I thought, great, I paid $10,000 for this, and now they make me do menial crap. But I got over it and did the tasks they gave me. After all, I was bored out of my mind in rehab, and it gave me something to do. When I left rehab, I started a 12-step program. Well, sort of. I went to meetings, got there at the last second, talked to no one, and left the second it ended. After about a month of doing this, for some reason I decided to have one drink. 2 days later, I was drinking more than a liter of hard alcohol a day. Why did this happen, I wondered. Looking back on it, I realized that I had changed nothing about my life except for not drinking. I was still isolated. I spoke to no one. I had no purpose. I had lots of time on my hands, and I had no one to relate to. After about a month of drinking again, I had a major medical incident. I was unconscious for a couple of weeks, but the good thing about being unconscious is I did get sober again. When I woke up, I realized I had to do whatever it would take to stay sober. I knew what I did last time wasn't going to keep me sober. So I decided to go back to the 12-step meetings. This time, I got someone to sponsor me, I showed up early, and I stayed late. They said I had to do everything they told me to do if I wanted to stay sober. One of those things I had to do was get into service. Why, I wondered. They said, don't worry about why, just do it. So I had told myself I had to do whatever it would take to stay sober, no questions asked. So I decided to get into service. The first thing I did was make coffee at a meeting. I quickly learned why service helps me stay sober. I had to show up 1 hour early to make the coffee. There were some people there already. I started to talk with these people and they quickly became my friends. We talked about many things, but mainly we talked about sobriety in such a way that only fellow alcoholics would understand. We talked about the crazy stuff we did while drinking, and we talked about the stuff we do now to not drink. These were people I could relate to. I was becoming part of the group. Doing service also made me accountable for something. I didn't follow through with any of my commitments when I was drinking, except for making sure I didn't run out of booze, which was a commitment to myself. I had something to do now to keep my mind off of drinking. This was important, as in early sobriety, although I had no cravings when I got sober, I knew that cravings were possible and could be quite frequent. I had no job, no wife, and I couldn't physically do very much as I was still recovering from the mess alcohol had caused my body. So, simple service commitments seemed like a good idea to keep me busy. What the heck, I wasn't doing anything anyway, so I just went ahead and did them. I kept on taking more commitments inside and outside the rooms. I still do this. I don't get paid money for these commitments, but I get paid sobriety, which for me is priceless. Service keeps me sober. It makes me accountable. It helps me realize that I have a disease that I need to take care of daily. Service helps me find new sober friends since I can't hang out with my old drinking friends. Service makes me feel good about myself and what I'm doing. Service can be as little as just talking with another alcoholic or setting up chairs at a meeting, or as much as even taking an active alcoholic to treatment. Service comes in many forms and can be helpful for all involved. If you're trying to stay sober, I strongly suggest getting into service. It doesn't have to be with a 12-step program. It can be anything. Try to do things that just help someone. You'll be amazed at how it will help you just as much, if not more, than the other person. I have found that service does indeed keep me sober. I make these videos as part of my service commitments. I try to pass my message of what happened to me and how I got and stay sober. Try getting into service yourself. You just might be surprised. And you too may find that service does help keep you sober. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make a comment. If you would like more videos and tools that I use for sobriety, check out my website, everydaysober.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Everyday Sober, and click the little bell at the top to get notified of my new videos. My goal is to help as many people as possible get sober, stay sober, and live a happy, sober life. I'm Terry, a recovered alcoholic, and thanks for checking me out.